Apple just unveiled the new iPhone 17 lineup, the AirPods Pro 3, and a bunch of Apple Watches. Let's talk about how they held up to rumors, and I have a lot of thoughts. I had a notepad out the whole time and everything. So let's get into it. So they started with AirPods Pro 3, which has spatial audio, which is better, I suppose. The ANC is apparently 2 times better than the Pro 2s and 4 times better than the Pro 1s. They said, and I quote, world's best ANC in any in-ear. All of these are good quality of life updates, which were to be expected. Nothing like wow, but pretty solid. Then they rolled out live translations in AirPods, where essentially if someone's talking to you and you're wearing your AirPods and you don't understand their language, it's just going to translate to whatever language you choose. There's a gesture to trigger it, and then if someone starts talking, it just translates, all good. And then if you talk back, your AirPods are going to pick up on it, and your phone is going to show the translation, which you can just show to the other person so they know what you're saying. And in case both people are wearing AirPods, there was a whole demo that was played. You can just be talking in your language, and the other person understands what's going on, and then they're talking in their language, and then you understand what's going on. It's a little weird. It's like that Vision Pro thing, like that dystopian, like parallel reality where the dad is wearing Vision Pro while the kid is cutting a cake. And I mean, realistically, like, is that really being in the moment? Same thing with AirPods. I suppose you're not really going to be like friends or family with someone who doesn't know the language that you speak. So you're only ever going to be doing this in meetings or very rare instances. I don't know how many people would honestly know or even remember that this is a thing. You pop it in and you start talking. But I suppose, yeah, if you're traveling, you see someone with AirPods on, and if they're AirPods Pro 3, because before that it's not going to work. So yeah, like, I suppose somewhere down the line in the future is going to be like a whole great thing. Overall, I am for it. Hopefully it works. It doesn't just break down. But over time, I'm sure it's going to work anyway. In the near future, we'll see if it works. As for putting it to the test, I am going to be getting the AirPods Pro 3. So I really wanted to do a demo with friends where one of us speaks in Hindi and the other speaks in English. And we just see how it works. But Hindi is not one of the languages that is going to be rolled out when AirPods Pro 3 launch. And it is not going to be one of the languages that is rolled out later in the year. It is available in French though, so I have a few friends who speak French, also Spanish speaking French. So we'll see. I'll try to do the thing anyway, but I don't know those languages all that well. So they're going to have to tell me how well the translation is. We'll see how it works. But anyway, the AirPods are smaller now with the design updated to cater to more ear types, which apparently they've done on the basis of a lot of research and everything. All great, I suppose. Now there are 5 types of ear tips included in the box instead of 3 that used to be the case in Pro 1s, and then I believe 4 in the Pro 2s. More ear tips and better shape to fit more ears. Overall, very good, love that. Then they said it's IP57 sweat and water resistant, which is important for the thing that's coming up next, heart rate sensing during workout. So they have rolled out on-device AI for activity and calorie burn tracking. Your AirPods alone will let you track like 50 different workouts through your iPhone and then the fitness app, which is great. You don't always need your watch on. Then there's Workout Buddy integration. I have been using it recently on the iOS 26 beta, where essentially a thing is just speaking into your ear and giving you live updates. I hate it and I love it. I have my reasons, but it just cuts the music off a lot, and it doesn't pause it, which bothers me more than the fact that it speaks, but it doesn't matter. AirPods by itself is going to have that thing rolled out also. And I am all for this, honestly. Like, I'm not going to stop wearing my watch when I work out just because I have this thing on 24/7 and I'm used to it. But I'm sure it's going to make the heart rate tracking more efficient, because I don't know if you know, the top of the wrist is actually a very bad place to be taking heart rate readings from. So it's going to be better through ear, just an add-on. And anything that gets more people into fitness, anything that makes it more accessible is great. So a lot more people might want to buy only AirPods rather than AirPods and watch. So all great. As for the battery life, you used to get around 6 hours with the Pro 2s, but now you're going to get 8 hours with the Pro 3s with ANC on. And with transparency, the battery life has gone up from 6 hours up to 10 hours. And the price remains the same, $249, which is partly why I am going to be getting them. It's going to hurt my wallet still a bit, but the mic on my Pro 2s is just dying now and people can't hear me. So, gotta do what you gotta do. Moving on to the Apple Watch Series 11. It is thinner, 2 times more scratch resistant. They added 5G tech into it, which means more power efficiency and more connectivity efficiency. They added heart health features. There's like high BP and hypertension tracking and alerts. And I am for it because I have heart health history stuff going on. Some of my friends do too. So the fact that it will be passively monitored is amazing. Although it is not being rolled out on my Ultra 1, so I won't get to make use of it. I don't plan to buy new Apple Watches. But my friend Yash, he's gonna love it. He has the Ultra 2 and he's like kind of obsessed with heart rate stuff. So yeah, it should be pretty good for him. And then they added some sleep stuff, which honestly I'm a big fan of. They added sleep score, which they calculate on the basis of a lot of things. And they also break down how it's calculated so you know what's happening. This is being rolled out on Apple Watch Series 6 and above. All the Ultras are included in that. So amazing, I'm gonna get this. I am kind of very ecstatic about it. Yash is probably not gonna be able to use this because he doesn't wear his watch to sleep. I wear mine all the time, like I said. This is gonna be fun, especially because I refuse to get Whoop or anything because subscription costs and stuff like that. Whatever. But for now, like getting sleep score and more tracking and more insight is just great all around. And then the Series 11 has 24 hours battery life, which is great. Also, I was supposed to write down colors in the script, but I did not write that. So let me look it up. Let me just start a recording of the screen. Yeah, so you can see that there is an aluminum finish and a titanium finish for the Series 11. Which is great, I suppose. It starts from $400, which is honestly very good. But then titanium gets you up to 700, which is whatever. Let's see, aluminum, the base. You get space gray, silver, rose gold, and jet black. Then there's titanium, for which you get natural, gold, and slate. Pretty decent, honestly, not bad. Again, like you saw the prices, it's like $400 and $700, not too bad. And then they talked about Apple Watch SE 3. It has the S10 chip, which I quote is the most powerful yet. It enables gestures, double tap, flicking the wrist, fall, crash detection. All great, good quality of life things to be added. Then there's vitals, period tracking, all great. Sleep apnea and score has been added to it. Honestly, my watch doesn't even have sleep apnea yet, so a little jealous over there, but it is what it is. It is also able to play music out loud. I don't know who does this, but just the fact that this is a feature that has existed since Series 9, I think. My Ultra one doesn't have it also, so I wouldn't say jealous, but if you're into this feature and you like it, just know that my I don't know, $800-900 watch doesn't even have it. So enjoy that thing. There's 18 hours battery life. There's fast charging in the SE3, which is up to 2 times faster, which is great. 15 minutes of charging can get you up to 8 hours of charge. I did not look up the colors for this either, so let me look it up here. Okay, so SE3 gets you a midnight and a starlight finish, which is pretty decent. And it starts from $249, which is, I think, the same as last SE, so pretty good. Then comes the Apple Watch Ultra 3. Essentially, nothing was added to this. Like the 5G tech and stuff was added to it. Satellite tech is better. There's 42 hours of battery life, which I think is more than the last one, which is pretty decent. But the Ultra 3, again, nothing major coming out on it. I need to look up the colors for this also, I guess. Okay, so it's the same as the Ultra 2. There's natural and there's black. I don't have a black watch, so jealous of anyone who gets a black watch. It is what it is. But moving on to the best part of the whole thing, I suppose, unless you hated them, I hope you like them. The iPhone 17s, let's just talk about them. So the base iPhone 17 now has a larger 6.3-inch display with smaller bezels. It's went up from 6.1 inches, so the screen is overall bigger, but also the bezels are considerably smaller. Like it's not just like a small technicality, the area is bigger. No, like it's actually visibly smaller, which is great. They rolled out ProMotion, which lets your phone's refresh rate go as low as 1 hertz up to 120 hertz, which is like I'm gonna go on a side tangent, so feel free to skip ahead if you want. But they have the name Pro in the thing, ProMotion, and it's very unlike Apple to roll out something that is marketed towards Pro, especially with the name, in the base phones or any other like phones or whatever. So the fact that they roll this out is weird. It is a great move. I commend it honestly, because most phones that cost around $600-700 now have 120 hertz refresh rate, so they shouldn't gatekeep that for sure, for sure. But the fact that it was marketed that way, I just assume the base phones are kind of doomed to fail in that aspect. Like you're going to be stuck at 60, or like however you might get refresh rate stuff, it's always going to be limited, like not true ProMotion, but some limited light motion kind of thing. So I'm just glad they rolled it out, but it is weird that they did. Moving on, they have 3000 nits peak, highest on any iPhone, and all the iPhones this year have it. Spoiler alert, I suppose. 3000 nits peak display, which is great. They rolled out Ceramic Shield 2, which is apparently 3 times more scratch resistant. And then the whole thing is built out of titanium, which was such a big. I'm going to talk more about titanium later on. It's weird. It's fine. It's weird. Whatever. We'll talk about it. Then they made the A19 chip, which has better tech, like, just basic boilerplate stuff that you'd expect. Then they marketed for gaming now, which was interesting because, again, you gotta remember ProMotion was rolled out, so they can technically market it for gaming. Also, it does have titanium, which is not like better at dissipating heat, but generally, like the whole thing should be able to dissipate heat, this ProMotion. So they're marketing it for gaming, kinda, I suppose. Then there's an added 8 hours of playback compared to the iPhone 16. As for the cameras, let's talk about them. Like this was pretty good all around. So there is a 48 megapixel dual camera fusion thing, which is just weird to explain to someone who doesn't understand it. I'm not even sure if I understand it. So we're gonna move past it. There's the main 48 megapixel, which you can, get really high definition photos from, but then the default is 24 megapixels, but it's still pretty great. Basically what you've been getting from your iPhones till now. There's 48 megapixel ultra wide, which is amazing. We used to have, I believe, 12 until now. So ultra wide getting 48, amazing, amazing. Then the front camera got something rolled out throughout the iPhone 17 lineup, which was the center stage. So it has this wide field of view, and the sensor inside is square instead of like this portrait kind of a like rectangular sensor. It's a square sensor. So whenever you're taking landscape photos, you don't actually have to rotate your phone, from like that angle to this angle. You can just keep it like that and you still get the landscape. So if you were to take a landscape like that or like that, you'd get the exact same photos. So might as well hold it comfortably and look at the phone in a way that your eyes are centered. Amazing, amazing. And I should mention the front camera is 18 megapixels up from, I believe, 12 last year, which is chef's kiss. Just any improvements, even incremental, all of them together, it just adds up. Amazing. And the colors for this, I did remember to write it down. There's lavender, sage, mist blue, white, black. Sage is just a weird name to me for a color. It's green, I guess. Like everyone would guess that, but just write sage green or something. It's whatever. The starting price is $799. Exact same, even though they double the base storage, which I like. Good shit, Apple. Then let's move on to the new phone that they are trying out this year, like the sandwiched phone, so to say. The iPhone 17 Air, which they call the lightest iPhone with the power of Pro inside. This is the filler iPhone now. There used to be the minis, then there used to be the pluses, and now like the 17 Air. Great. I don't mind it. I'm just gonna go through the similar things that it has compared to the 17. So this also has ProMotion. This has 3000 nits peak brightness. Ceramic shield too. This has it on the front and the back. I don't know if the bases have it on the back. Apple didn't say anything. I didn't care enough to look it up. The 17 Air is also titanium. A19 Pro is rolled out, which is great with the power of Pro inside again. So the Pro chip exists in Air, not in the base. And they said, and I quote, MacBook Pro level of AI compute in iPhone. Yeah, the MacBook Pro's level of AI compute in iPhone. That's what they said. I assume that's true. It's not like your phone is going to be able to make use of all of it anyway. Like you can have like 1,000 things open on your laptop, but you can't on your phone realistically. So I don't know. Whatever it's worth, pretty good, I suppose. Then they have some new chips to, make wireless tech and stuff like compact and everything. It's all great. They said, and again I quote, most power efficient iPhone we ever made. Great, again, I suppose. The only downside with the Air is they have a single camera which has a dual camera system. It is 48 megapixel, then there's 12 megapixel 2 times telephoto in it, 24 megapixel default still, and portrait still exists in it, which is pretty good. Then the same front camera, the center stage thing with the square sensor, amazing. You are able to do one extra thing, and I assume it's throughout the 17 lineup. You can take front and rear videos at the same time, which is a weird thing to roll out, but I don't mind it. I don't know who's going to use it realistically a lot, unless you're able to at least take the video separately or separate them out. But whatever the case, like whatever floats your boat. And there's still 4K at 60 FPS. My only problem with the single camera, let me get to that. The phone, in an effort to make it so thin, they removed all the other cameras and stuff and tried to, have telephoto and stuff into it. But there's no ultra wide. And I would argue ultra wide is more of a useful camera than the telephoto, especially for someone who's just daily driving a phone, is not a techie really. Like my phone, my friend who is a techie, he's in design, and he studied CS right next to me and stuff. He is looking to buy one of the phones. He really likes the 17 Air. Like he likes the thin phone allure and everything. He just is sad about not having an ultra wide, which is weird. Like ultra wide, I think should have existed over the telephoto, but I assume telephoto was easier to implement in a thin phone with only one single camera. So whatever the case, moving on, there is only eSIM globally. Anyway, moving on, there is only eSIM globally that's exclusive to any region, and it is to make it as thin as possible. They said that it has all-day battery life. They said it twice back to back, which was kind of funny. But then I looked it up. It is up to 27 hours of video playback, which is comparable to the 16 Pros from last year, I think I saw, which is pretty good. I don't know why they wouldn't say it. I don't know if they don't want to make it seem like the Pros from last year are not that good or something. I don't know why they wouldn't just say that number, but it's written on their website, like people can look it up. So still, yeah, they said all-day battery life, which was very funny. Anyway, then they talked about accessories. They talked about this low-profile MagSafe battery pack that they added, which makes it so that the 17 Air lasts for up to 40 hours during, playback. That's great if you're going on a flight or something. And then there's this less than 1 millimeter thickness transparent case, which is supposed to go with the ears. There's a bumper that goes around if you don't want to make your phone thicker but still give it some protection. And this strap thing that they rolled out, I have thoughts on this. I'll talk about it more after I talk about the pros. Anyway, the colors are sky blue, light gold, cloud white, space black. And the price starts from $999. This is the first $1,000 phone, I think, that has a single camera in today's date. This is insane. Anyway, let's move on to the iPhone 17 Pros. They have switched over from titanium to solid aluminum. This, I'm going to say, was a bold choice because they made such a big damn deal about rolling out titanium and how that makes things more premium. It gives your phones more of a polished feel. I mean, I have the 15 Pro Max and I do really like how the finish feels till date. There was this big hoopla about, wow, like, there's going to be titanium, but now they've reframed it. We went back to the drawing board. From scratch, we made something. Now we have solid aluminum, which is the first iPhone unibody and whatever. Like aluminum, titanium, like it's all the same. Like use whatever. It's not a big deal. Aluminum is technically lighter. It's better at dissipating heat. But then you made such a big deal about titanium 2 years ago. That's what really gets to me. Like you marketed it towards feel and everything, and now you're abandoning it. So you're saying, was that a gimmick, or does feel not matter to you anymore, or like what is it? And they will obviously never really talk about it head on, but it's just worth talking about, I guess. And then the pros also have ceramic shields on the back and front, pretty good. The one thing that I'm so happy about with the pros, the pro finally has some fun colors. And this is in part due to them having rolled out aluminum, because you can't color titanium as well or as easily. So aluminum being a thing has led to, I think it's called cosmic orange being a thing, which is the phone I plan to get. Like, I am just glad that there are fun pro colors now. And then they said, and I quote, best battery life ever. They keep saying that stuff. What does it actually mean? 39 hours of video playback, which is honestly pretty decent. Over a day, I'll take it. Then the cameras, there is an 18 megapixel center stage, the exact same front camera that we've talked about. All the rear cameras are now 48 megapixels, which is just such good news. Like, I love the fact that 48 megapixel ultra wide is a thing. Also, if your telephoto, like the punched in, they are 4x now, not 5x. But that punched in thing can take up to 48 megapixels. That is amazing news. And then all three are fusion cameras, and then there's 4 times zoom and there's 8 times zoom. They talked about how there are technically 8 types of zooms now. So there's macro, there is ultra wide, there's 1 times 1.2, I believe 1.6, 2, 4, and 8. I hope that was right, but the B-roll is going to let you know if I was right. Then as for video stuff that they rolled out, there was already a bunch of things that they showed on screen, and then they added ProRes RAW capture and then Genlock, something for content creators. I look into this more. I didn't really understand what this was about. It is what it. I was hoping for 8K honestly, because we have 4K 120 on Pro phones already. So I was hoping 8K is a thing, not because like no one should have to really shoot 8K on their phones. Like there's no real reason. But if I'm gonna sit and use it for content creation, if I'm able to take 8K, then once in a while, like punch in and still have the overall resolution not go under 4K or not have to digitally crop in. Like YouTube, I'm still gonna upload in 4K. So taking 8K videos, being able to punch in that would be insane. And then they talked about accessories. They showed this tech woven case, which looks pretty decent. Honestly, it's like $60. It's not that bad. And the look overall, like I'm into it. Then they talked about more cases and stuff. They also talked about this crossbody strap, which I said I'll come back to. I'm gonna, like, this is me coming back to it now. The tech woven case is $60 and the strap is also $60. And you need a case to be able to use a strap. So the $60 strap goes across your body and it just looks so weird. Like I know that it's a look that people go for, that whatever that crossbody bag thing is, that small pouch hanging off you. It's a look. I don't understand it honestly, but whatever anyone's into. But what I'm trying to get at is, why do you want your phone hanging off of your shoulder or your, like, next to your hip? It's a weird choice, like on Apple's part, to have something like this rolled out. I don't know on what basis have they rolled it out. Do they think people are going to be into it? Did they do some kind of research? I'm curious to know where it goes. Like how many people would realistically be into it? I personally wouldn't be, but I don't know. Anyway, the Pro phones base start at 256 GB and it goes up to 2 TB now, which is for the very first time. Up until now, we had 1 TB, now 2 TB is a thing. The colors on the Pros is silver, cosmic orange, and deep blue. And let's be honest, cosmic orange just looks so good. that is the one I'm getting. I would have liked to get the Pro Max, but I just can't afford it. So Pro it is. Pro Cosmic Orange is gonna be a fun time. Anyway, just wrapping the whole thing up. 17 is just like the new Pro phones now. Essentially, the base model Pro phones, you get two cameras. There's like telephoto stuff going on. You can punch in. There's Pro Motion in it, pretty good. Air is like, I like, if you really care about the internals and you want like an aesthetic form function, and are willing to give up on some like outright functionality, like there's not going to be an ultra wide stuff like that. Like Air is a pretty good deal, I would say, especially for my friend. I don't know if he'll end up getting it. And the Pros, for the very first time, have fun colors, and they haven't cared about like making it thinner or like some gimmicky thing. It is actually thicker now, which is interesting. But like they've tried to maximize the hardware in it, like more battery, more everything. Overall, I like this lineup. They didn't talk about a lot of Apple Intelligence stuff, which is good because they focus more on hardware, which is just very like definitive. Like this is coming out for sure, and then software stuff. Like if that was everything that you market around, like with the 16 lineup, nothing came out of it. So it's just it blows up in your face, and also I wouldn't want to buy on the future promise or whatever. So I love the whole thing. Anyway, that's it for this video. Thanks for watching. See you in the next one. PS out.